For what could be the final time in this series, the Washington Capitals are back in the Stanley Cup Final. I said in the last episode that it could be a magical season for us, that taking the risk in changing up our defense could pay off, and it clearly has. While we haven't seen insane progression from a lot of these players, which is concerning, holding on to Ken Janes is something that was so very important. The development of Junior Harvey, and of course, most importantly, Stephen Quirk. Stephen Quirk, who has a .942 save percentage, of course, staying healthy, knock on wood. Hopefully that continues to be the trend. It could be the last time we make the Cup Final in this series. It could be the last time you see Nolan Patrick in a Stanley Cup Final. He is 34 years old. If I'm not mistaken, he might even be older. So this could be it. This has to be the year. We have to win. We absolutely have to. Let's take a look at the Calgary Flames. You see their rankings, 94, 84, and 95. They have a higher rated goaltending tandem than we do. But that 84 defense could be the key. Is that just how good their defense is? Do they have an injury that they're dealing with? We shall find out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're up against and how the hell they have that high a rated offense. I have no idea. Maybe defensively they have someone really good. Hold on. They had what, a 94 offense? Let me go back again. 94 offense, but that was their lineup? How the hell do you figure? Seriously, I mean, like I've said before, you would think that the overall is decided by adding up the 12 overalls from these players. You know, add up all the numbers, divide it by 12. There's your overall number. That's clearly not how it works. Now, on defense, they could have someone that their defense could be amazing, but then again, their defense was what, 84 rated? So I don't know what to expect here. I have no idea. But let's take a look at the attributes and the stats. Their top line left wing is Yuri Yaskin, 24 years old. He has 13 points this postseason. How many games have the Flames played? 18. So he's had a very good postseason. His center, Jack Roslovich, 36 years old at this point, but he has 18 points. Oh my God. And I'm not surprised, given the 90 offensive awareness and that puck skills category. The right wing, Radek Polak, a second-round pick. He has 10 points. Okay, so definitely potential to, a dangerous top line, but nothing too crazy. I mean, Yaskin's playmaking ability is pretty damn crazy. Second line, Valeri Nichushkin, and not that one, actually. Not the one from the Dallas Stars. He was the 20th overall pick in 2019. He has 15 points. His center is Brett Newman, 13 points this postseason with 90 offensive awareness. And the right wing, Vitaly Abramov, still kicking around at 35 years old. Swig of Arnold Palmer. No jump cuts, damn it, no edits. Third line left wing, Matthew Strome, who was just drafted, but he was drafted by the Bruins here in this series, 50th overall. Not too shabby of a player. Justin Winkler is his center. He has 6 points this postseason. And Maurice Beaulieu with 3 points. 87 offensive awareness is a stat, or an attribute that at least jumps out to me. We get to the fourth line, Maurice Racine starts us off. He has 5 points this postseason, centered by Rene Gauthier-Leduc. Hell of a name. Not too shabby of a player either. And the final man in this lineup, Pascal Brûlé, 7th overall pick in 2029. Again, how they're rated 94, I don't know. We'll have to wait to look at their defense to find out, I suppose. How? Not only how do they have as good of ratings as they do, how have they made it to the Cup Final? How is that defense rated 84? The highest overall guy's in 82. I guess it's not that crazy that we've made the Cup Final this year with our team that has a bit of a weakened defense. How the hell have they made it? Oh my god, I can't wait to see if they have any injuries. What the hell? Top pairing, Miroslav Obsut. All right, he has 3 points this postseason. He is, I believe that's Czechoslovakian. Is that the Czechoslovakian. It's one or the other, Czech Republic or Slovakia. I'm going to say it's Czech Republic. I always confuse the two, and I'm sorry. That is definitely Slovakian. Yeah, that's Slovakian, is it not? Yeah, I'm going to go Slovakian for 500, Bob. Anyway, Leo Banic, third overall pick from Toronto in 2024, is their highest overall defender. Second pairing, we have Max Martin, who was a sixth-round pick of the Jets in the very first draft. He has a really powerful shot. That is about it. He's on the second pairing with Dante Fabro, who's only an 81, which is pretty damn surprising. And the third pairing is George Bishop, who has 4 goals this postseason, with Oldrich Nemecek, I'm going to go with, who has 1 goal. Okay. I know their goaltending is going to be good. Injured players? Wow, that's legitimately their team. Sean Reese and Stefan Bouillon are the healthy scratches. That's legit. How good is their goaltender? How good? That's pretty good. Dmitry Semenov, 92 overall, 28 years old, the 12th overall pick in 2024. He has a .954 save percentage. Well, I think I found the answer to the question of how have they made it this far. That is the answer. Michael DiPietro, the backup. I do not understand these ratings. How do they have a 94 rated offense? How do they have an 84 rated defense? The goaltending, I understand. Their goaltending tandem is really good. But the other 2 ratings make no sense whatsoever unless numerous players of theirs are suffering from like a morale crisis. But I don't get it. So, would I like to think that we're about to win a Stanley Cup? Sure. But the fact that they have made it to the Cup Final with that shit of a team, and make no mistake, that is not a very good team. The fact that they have made it to the Cup Final with that team scares the hell out of me. I need this to be Nolan Patrick's second cup. It has to be. Let's get the job done. Let's go. Home ice advantage in this series. Game 1, Verizon Center, first period. And unfortunately, Valerian Nichushkin gets the opening goal. Not what I was hoping for. Second period. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Here we go. Banic makes it 2-0. As we begin the third period, I'm already panicking. How are we losing? I understand how we might not have scored yet. Now we have Strachan gets us on the board halfway through the third period now. Can we find a second goal? Can we tie this game? 3 minutes left in regulation. And it's Polak with the empty netter. And the Flames win game 1 on the road. 3-1 final. Not what I wanted, and that defenseman, Leo Banic, was the first star with 2 points. It's only 1 game, but I am already so deflated by that. And I know, by the way, you could argue, like, oh, how do you have a 92 rated offense? I'd say, like, there's more of a legitimacy to our rating than theirs, though. How is their offense rated higher than ours? I said I was concerned. I'm already concerned. If we were to lose this game and fall down 0-2, I would be in full-blown panic. Game 2, first period, and that's not great. Dante Fabro scores a minute in. Lalonde ties it, but then Jaskin, I'm going to go with Jaskin, gives them back the lead. 2-1 Calgary at the end of the first period. Second period. Oh my god, we can't stop them from scoring. Racine made it 3-1. Khudobin gets a goal back. It is 3-2 in Calgary's favor as we begin the third period sim. Oh my god. If we fall down 0-2 in this series, halfway through the third period, we need a goal. Power play, please. 5-on-3, please. You have to score. Oh my god, I hate you all. And the Calgary Flames have a 2-0 series lead on the Washington Capitals. We lost both games on home ice to start this series. I knew we were... The second I looked at their lineup, I knew we were screwed. How do they have that poor of a lineup, but made it to the Cup Final? I'm going to say it was destined to be that the Calgary Flames would win the Cup this year. And by the way, I think... Have I forgotten a few times to look at the eventual Cup winner in this series? I think I have, and I'm sorry for that if that's the case. Anyway, lineup changes, we have to look at doing something. We have to. So, let's take a look here. Gagne has 7 points, 5 for zone tag, 7 for Strachan. Wojciechowski has 6. I don't even know what changes to make. I think our team is pretty much just locked in. We are pretty much just locked into this team. Can Wojciechowski or Lalonde play center? Lalonde can, okay. So I'll have Chorney on the right. 8 points, 7 points, 6 points. I almost want to reunite Wojciechowski and Zontag. But I don't want to drop Lalonde down, and I don't want to swap anybody else. Right, so Wojciechowski has 6 points. I feel like all these changes are going to be for nothing, because I feel like we're already dead in the water. And I'm sorry to not have that much confidence, but losing the first 2 games of this series was a disaster for us. An absolute disaster. Defense, is that the issue? Our top pairing's fine, our second pairing's fine, our third pairing, in theory, is fine. What do we do? What do we do? Do we call anybody up? No, Backstrom would be the only guy. And we'd probably call him up for Fost. So let's see. Fost isn't great. He has 1 point. He's a +3. Good defensively, decent skater. Let me take a look at Lundstrom. Nah, Lundstrom's not ready. We're locked in with this team. Oh my God. And now we have to go to Calgary. Down 2-0 in this series. Game 3. Let's go. I say this quite frequently, but legitimately, this is the one episode where I wish I'd just start over. And I wish that I cheated these because I've never wanted to win a cup more than this year. And I'm afraid it's not going to happen. If we win Game 3, the hope is alive, but we have to win Game 3. First period, and it's a goal apiece. Gagne, Jerome Gagne, and Jack Roslovich. All right. Second period, goal apiece again. Vitaly Abramov and Andrei Svechnikov. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Third period, tied at 2. We have to win. Please, Nolan, this is for your legacy. If you win, you're definitely a Hockey Hall of Famer for winning 2 cups with this team. Stephen Quirk, shut the door like only you can. We kill off that power play. 5 minutes to go. For the love of God, somebody step up and get this goal. We have to wait for overtime. Ugh. Oh my God. If we lose, we're done. We're not coming back from 3-0 down. Andre, Nolan, like naming off fucking Santa's reindeer here, please. There are so many guys who have the ability to get the game winner for us. Somebody please score the game winner for the Washington Capitals and my sanity. Please. 5 minutes into the OT. Come on. We need this win. Oh, so badly. Halfway through overtime. Come on now. Come on. Nolan. Andre. Somebody step up. Wheating. Janes. I don't care. Good God. Double overtime in Game 3. Oh my God. Well, they're making us earn it. That's for sure. Don't blink. It's going to end quickly. Place your bets, though. Who's it going to be? Who's going to get the game winner? Here we go. Double overtime. Come on now. Come on, Nolan! There we go! We're on the board in this series. Nolan Patrick, a minute and 50 seconds into it, gets the game winner. There you go, buddy. That's right. We're still alive, damn it. Steven Quirk with 36 saves, 2 points for Nolan and for Andre on the top line. A double overtime thriller. And the Washington Capitals are on the board. We have proven to ourselves that we can beat the Calgary Flames. Let's do it again, and again, and again. This series will end in 5, damn it. I'm calling it now. Well, technically it would end in 6. It's not allowed to end in 5. That's because I'm foolish. I'm sorry. I'm overexcited. And I say stupid things constantly, not just when I'm overexcited. Game 4. The lineup stays the same. Let's go. First period, I want 3 goals for the Caps. Let's go. First period is scoreless. All right, that's not necessarily the worst thing. We're on the road. I'm all right with that. Second period. Oh my God, there we go. I thought it was going to be awful for us, but Yuri Hadobin gets the opening goal. Matthew Strome ties it, but then Lalonde and Andrei Svechnikov have us, or see us with the 3-1 lead. They have us leading 3-1 is what I was originally going to say, but I'm at a loss for words. Really struggling to find the words. I want this series so badly. 3-1 Caps heading in to the third period of Game 4. I think I called it Game 3 already. I'm pretty sure I called it Game 3, and Dante Fabro scores relatively early on in the period. Halfway through the third, we're probably going to need some insurance unless Steven Quirk can shut the door, and there it is, Jerome Gagner with that insurance. The Washington Capitals, fucking zone dog with the empty netter, the Caps, with a 5-2 victory in Game 4, have tied this series. No team has won on home ice in this series thus far as we head back to DC for Game 5. It's a best of 3 from here on out. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. What a comeback. 3-1 loss, 3-2 loss, 3-2 win, 5-2 win. The Caps are on a roll. The momentum is back. We are 2 wins away. Can we make it 1 after picking up a victory here in Game 5? Unfortunately, the calendar has glitched out, so I need to go back to this menu to hit simulate. Let's go. Game 5, home ice. Let's break this streak of nobody winning on home ice. Let's go. Let's get the win in front of our hometown crowd. I don't care if we win the cup on the road in Game 6. I just want to win the cup one more time in this series. Let's fucking go. First period. And there we go. Ken Janes and Andrei Svechnikov. Give him the Conn Smythe. The ultimate playoff performer. And I've thought of doing this for certain series, like at the end of the series with a wrap-up saying who were our best players throughout this series, and then at the end of that, kind of doing like a tournament, basically, right? Where it's like, okay, at the end of the QC series, you vote for your 3 favorite players, and then we put every top player from every series in a tournament bracket, and at the end of each game, the ultimate player, our best player from NHL 17 throughout the entire year is, well, guess what? I don't need to do that. Andrei Svechnikov wins for his playoff performances, damn it. Is this way too early to be excited? Sure. It's only the first period. We're up 2-0 at the end of 1. But what a start. Second period. And thankfully that 2-goal lead stays intact. Ross Winquist made it 3-1. Roslovic gets a goal back. 3-1. Heading into the third period, let's do this. And I need to make sure to actually set the sim time to the proper amount. Power play goal for who else? Andrei Svechnikov. Now, Roslovic does get a goal back. I don't care. Quirk is shutting the door. And even if he doesn't, Svechnikov will score. Or if he doesn't, Fost will score. We kept him in the lineup. And he makes that decision worth it. The Washington Capitals have battled back from 0-2 down in the Cup Final to have a 3-2 lead and a chance to win the Cup in Game 6. Oh my God. Ken James with a 3-point night. 2 goals for Andrei Svechnikov. Absolutely insane. Now we may lose Strachan or not. We'll have to make sure he's fully healthy for Game 6. And it's not looking like he's going to be. Alright, Strachan's not fully healthy. I'm not willing to play him in this game because if he gets injured and we have to roll with 11 skaters or, 11 forwards, that's not worth it. So we are absolutely taking Strachan out of this lineup. Let's see, am I allowed to send people down now? And I think it would be Marchand that gets into the lineup. It's him or Morita. Can I send these 2 down now? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. It'll be Marchand. He will be in the lineup for Strachan, and we have the chance to win the Cup. 2 opportunities. 2 opportunities to get the job done. Pierre Marchand is in. He is in on the 4th line. Is he a better center than Zonthog? He is not. 1 win away. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Let's end this right here and right now. Game 6 in Calgary. Come on. We got this. We got this. It's over and done with right here and right now. First period. And the only goal for the Flames, Gauthier Leduc with the opening goal. That's all right. We got time. I got faith in this team. We got time. Second period. A little bit less faith. Dante Fabro makes it 2-0. Will we be in store for a third period comeback and a Cup victory? Or are we heading back to DC to play for the Cup in Game 7? Let's find out. Third period. Will it be another one of the stereotypical third period comebacks? Power play for Calgary is killed off. We are halfway through the third. Another power play for Calgary. That's killed off. We need goals quickly or we are going to Game 7. And that is exactly what is going to happen. 33 save shutout for Semenov. Semenov. I have no idea. I don't care. I fucking hate him regardless. We're going to Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. We had a chance, 3 straight wins to take the lead in the series, but Game 6 comes around, and on the road, Calgary pitches a shutout, and that sets us up for Game 7. It all comes down to this. 1 game. What could be our final opportunity. Bryce Strachan still will not play. What could be our final opportunity, and Pierre Marchand really screwed up that opportunity. Really screwed up that opportunity. Gagliardi might get the call up. Grant Schroeder, who has the best poise rating, 71, 80. Grant Schroeder's getting called up. I want him to play in this Game 7. Pierre Marchand, I don't even know what his poise rating is. To be honest, I don't care. It's a 71. Let's see if I'm actually able to send him down for Schroeder. And I am, so that's good. Game 7. Not what I wanted to hear in this series. Can I please go best lines? Thank you. It all comes down to this final game. Let's get Schroeder in. Swap him around for Gagne. And let's go. The lineup is set. Will it be the last Cup Final game in this series? It very well could be. Let's go. On home ice. Game 7. The Stanley Cup is in the building and will be awarded at the end of this game. First period. And it's a goal apiece. Max Martin scored 36 seconds in. Ken James ties it. We outshot them 13-7, but we're tied on the scoreboard. Second period. Rudy L, okay? I can't get overly excited. I just can't. We are out shooting them 30-14, but it's a 1-goal lead heading into the third. Here we go. Third period. Can we get that extra goal? Can we get that insurance? Yes, Jerome Gagne. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Roslovic just scored. Oh my God. Halfway through the third. 9 minutes to go. Around the 5-minute mark, we are pausing. Oh my God. 3-2 lead with 5 minutes to go. And we will sim this in relatively slow motion. 10 seconds. 10 to 20 seconds at a time, it appears. Oh my God. Please, can we just get the extra goal so I don't feel bad? Because we need to see that cup celebration, damn it. Come on. 2 minutes to go. If we hit the minute mark still tied, I'm intervening. Let's go. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it. Is it cheap to not see it out? Maybe. But I want to see this cup celebration, damn it. And you never know. There's a slight chance that I could be scored on. And there is a realistic chance that the AI could take one shot, score, we go to overtime, and they win it. And I could lose the cup, because of me, as opposed to the game. Oh my God. Like, legitimately, the pressure's on here. I cannot afford to mess this up. 1 minute to go. Game 7 of the Cup Final. We turn it over with Winquist, and I swear to God, if I blow this, Peacock board, play him or don't. Fabro to Bishop. Oh my God, Stephen Quirk makes the save. Don't own goal it. Don't own goal it. Good Lord. I'm going to take the risk. Person around the back for Junior Harvey. Just fucking skate, buddy. Skate like the fucking wind. Junior Harvey can't get the goal. Winquist with a good hit. Nichushkin. Can we fight him off? Yes, we can. Ross Winquist, 25 seconds to go. That's going to be offsides if we get it. We can't get the poke check. They're pulling their goalie. Harvey battling Newman. It's over for Fabro. Fabro shot, saved by Quirk. Peacock he can't pick it up. Quirk can. 12 and a half seconds to go. Stephen Quirk has made some incredible saves. The top line is on the ice. Nolan Patrick taking the draw. He gets the win. Wheating up the boards for Andre. Does he have the speed? Does he have the strength? Takes the shot. It gets knocked down. 3 seconds to go. Newman, shot blocked by Ken Janes. And the Washington Capitals come back from 2-0 down to win the cup in 7 games. Oh my God, it happened. Say what you want. Maybe they would have scored if I just simmed the last minute. I don't care. Stephen Quirk, Nolan Patrick, and the Washington Capitals are Stanley Cup champions again. Like I said, the pressure was on. Stephen Quirk gets the Conn Smythe. I can't argue. A .938 save percentage. He is bald as shit, though. You could have argued Andrei Svechnikov. You could have even argued Nolan Patrick, clearly our best player. But there you have it. Nolan Patrick, we made sure to put the C on you. Come raise the cup. You have been here for your entire career. You've sat through an awful lot of garbage when you had 70 overall players on the top line with you. But now you raise the cup yet again. How sweet it is to win with this team. Unreal. Junior Harvey, what a postseason for him. Deserves that cup. Incredible progression over the past 2 years. You have Vitali, one of those numerous defenders who made his NHL debut this season. That risk paid off, and make no mistake, that was a risk to make some of those changes, especially on defense, that we did, but it paid off. There would have been even more drastic changes had I been allowed to move more players. Thankfully, I thought it was a curse at the time. It turned out to be a blessing, as the Washington Capitals are Stanley Cup champions yet again. Absolutely insane. And I played terribly for that minute and a half. That was awful. But the job is done. We are champions again. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And the best part is, I was tempted to call it quits. We won't. We'll go through the draft, and then the next episode will be much like the prior episode, where we go through the rest of the offseason and sim through the season to see what happens. We won the cup, and we're not done yet. We still have a draft to go through. Will there be, and realistically now, for the first time, we have to think of the idea that we could see a retirement. Some of you guys wondering if Nolan Patrick might just retire. And by the way, the Stockton Heat also went to the Calder Cup Final and won. So the Calgary Flames organization had a hell of a season. But unfortunately for them, they fell just short. Let's take a look at our player stats, man. We got to look at this. We have to soak up the moment. Andrei Svechnikov and Nolan Patrick with 22 points each. Yuri Hedobin with 16. Ken James with 16. Thank God he stayed. Wow. Unfortunately for Strachan, he had a pretty good postseason. He missed out. Junior Harvey, 14 points in 23 games for the 22-year-old. Not too bad. We'll take a look at the awards before moving on, but there you see it. For the second time in 4 seasons, the Caps have won the Stanley Cup. Andrei Svechnikov won the Art Ross Trophy, which is pretty sweet. He also won the Hart Trophy. So I said you could make an argument that if I had a bracket for best players, favorite players from a series, that he'd win. Man, he just won the Hart Trophy. The Norris goes to Charlie McAvoy, Laudnia, the Lady Byng, Deschamps, the Calder, Stephen Cork wins the Conn Smythe, Brossois wins the Vezina, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, Tony Niinimaa, or was it not? It was Tommy Niinimaa won the Jennings, Sergachev, the Masterton, Nico Hischier, the Selke, Svechnikov, the Ted Lindsay Award. What a season for Andrei Svechnikov, our leading scorer and Stanley Cup champion. I almost want to stop the video here because, man, it's what a way to end a video. But no, we have a draft to do. Normally, I like to, to have the season finish and, start fresh in the next episode with the draft. But, I don't know. I've already said I've continued on. I have to. We have to continue on with the draft, and then we'll do the rest from there. That was the point of the series. I don't want to, I could stop it and then do the draft in the next episode, and then the offseason, episode after that. No, let's just get this done. The Ottawa Senators have the number 1 overall pick, and now it's time. Moment of truth. Will we lose anybody to retirement? We do not. We do not. The early fear of a Nolan Patrick retirement. That's not happening just yet, man. Not yet, as you look at some of the retired players. Wow. Stanley Cup champions again. Jack Eichel retires over 1,000 points. Dylan Larkin, William Nylander, Brock Besser, Henrik Borgstrom. Both Nylanders retired in the same year, despite Alex being 2 years younger. Interesting. Unfucking believable, man. From 2-0 down to win the cup. Never saw that happening. Never saw that happening. That is crazy. I legitimately thought we were going to get swept when we were down 0-2. And I don't know if the team just got it together. I don't know if the slight lineup changes of swapping certain wings helped out. But regardless, we got the job done. And now we go through a draft where, we certainly need some we need some help, for sure. We need to continue to get our better prospects the proper ice time they need to develop. But as you look here, we have 3 third-round picks, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, a 6th, and a 7th. So not as many picks as we've had in recent years just because of the lack of trade options. But you would have noticed as well, with trade values, Nolan Patrick is declining. 34 years old. no longer the most valuable guy in the team. That'd be Wheating, Khudobin, and Janes round out the top 3. What a career already for Patrick and Svechnikov. Absolutely crazy. Now, the goaltending, of course, Quirk is 31, I think. How old is Quirk at this point? Yeah, Stephen Quirk, 31, but his value is still through the roof. Earl Shen, we might have the issue of, is he a starter goalie and not happy with his ice time heading into next year? The team, I expect, will change drastically again. And I did say during the draft, I would actually make changes and get rid of certain players that I could. So I'm going to look to do that, actually. We will end up with more picks. As let's take a look at who went at the top of the draft. And only one elite player. That was a Lindstrom. And then Montreal follows that up, as does Arizona. Okay. So at least had a couple of guys. As far as who we could look to trade here, I'm not all that concerned. Really? I mean, well, let's see what we can get here. You know what? Fuck it. If we're doing this episode, if we're keeping this episode going and doing the draft, we're going to do it right. So let's see. By the way, Crawford's up to an 82. So, and Kavanaugh actually went up to a 68 on his own, which is pretty sweet. So let's look at the bottom of the trade value list, where we do have someone like Castonguay. Well, on set, made it up to a 73 at 19 years old. Damn, I don't want to really get rid of him either. So let's see. I think we can move Harrington, for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to want him anyway. So let's just see what we can move him out for. Ottawa had the number 1 overall pick. So let's go talk to the Sens. I don't know if they won the lottery, though. I should really check who's at the... Actually, you know what? Here. Again, let me play it safe. Second round, who has the number 1 overall pick? Vancouver. All right, so Vancouver and Montreal are the 2 teams we're going to talk to a lot here. I'm not going to try to get their second overall pick, but I do want to try to get as many of the picks as I can from Vancouver. So Harrington, again, only 1-for-1 deals to avoid pick stacking and pick farming. Well, pick farming not so much, but at least stacking to get even better picks. Can we get a 4th for Harrington? No, we can't. Just shy. So it'll be a 5th round pick next year, but I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. 5th round pick next year. Probably could have even gotten a 4th round pick for him next year now that I think about it. I'm not all that concerned. That's okay. So what else can we do? Because there's a good chance we'll end up getting that 4th round pick next year anyway from somebody else. So Castonguay can stay. Eichel, 20 years old, 65 overall. I'm going to get rid of him because I imagine now he's going to have to be offered a contract, and I'm not confident that he'll develop. So Travis Eichel, a former 5th round pick. Let's see, can we get a 4th from Vancouver? So in a way, it would be trading up, but there is a chance, of course, we could end up taking someone who is even worse than Eichel. We'll have to wait to find out. 4th round pick this year indeed goes through, which is pretty sweet. So never mind, we will actually end up with quite a few picks. I need to make as many moves here as possible to clear out some of these players. Now, these 2 are both 18. You have Kwong, who's a 76 at 23 years old. He has to go. Now, Vancouver should be able to take that contract as well. Kwong simply isn't going to develop. Of course, he just kind of sat on the NHL roster doing nothing. A 3rd round pick, there's no way that goes through. And he has an expiring deal anyway. Well, that's my fault. I should have double checked. So we're going to lose Kwong for nothing, most likely. I mean, unless I re-sign him and then try to trade him. But again, there's a risk to that, and it's the same issue we ran into this year where certain players we couldn't sign because we had, other teams had too many contract spots. So that's the question. Do we re-sign Colton Kwong to hopefully trade him? If we do, there's a chance we could get stuck with him again. So that's the problem. Oh, fuck, we're still on the board. All right, well, I'm glad that turns yellow. I wonder how many people were probably yelling at their screens like, Toogie, pay the fucking attention. So let's call our timeout. 5 minutes should be more than enough to make other moves here. So let me check defensively who we can get rid of. I think there was still at least somebody else. I just got to look at the guys that are worth moving. So Ben DeHaan, Nolan set can say. Kwong can't be moved. Lundstrom can, 22 years old, 78 overall. We'll hold on to him. Fost we'll hold on to. We'll hold on to Saprikin as well. 21 years old, 75 overall. Backstrom. 76 overall, 20 years old, absolutely. Wennerberg stays. Okay, so defense were good. Those were actually the only two guys we could really afford to move out. Right wings, do we really have anybody? Looking at the years left. Gagne was pretty solid for us. I don't exactly want to get rid of Jerome Gagne. He had 10 points on the fourth line in the postseason. But he's someone we could look to get rid of. Camachi's definitely going. We'll have to release him. Naslund, 79 overall, 24 years old. Good for the AHL team, but would I rather get somebody else in there who has a chance to be better? I think I would. I think Altschuler, maybe not. He's 76 overall, 21 years old, but Naslund's going. Decent player, but odds are an 80 overall at best. He does have a really good offensive awareness rating, but Nicholas Naslund is going. Let's get rid of him and make room for somebody else down at the AHL level. So let's see what we can get here. And yes, it's funny, Vancouver has an R. Smith. Can we get a 4th round pick for Naslund? Yes, we can. Sweet. So let's see what else we can do here. Get as many picks as possible. And the vicious cycle, as I've said before, not exactly as vicious in this series as compared to others. So Altschuler stays. Popovich, 22 years old, 72 overall. He's a risk pick. We'll hold on to him. Same with Matthews. Morita can stay. Yep, he's not bad. Then you got Bouchard, all these unsigned guys. Winquist is staying. Harvey Hedobin. Okay. So let me double check now. Unsigned players that might not be worth keeping. You have Nichols. He's a 70. Okay, so Nichols is going. 22 years old, only a 70 overall. He is absolutely going. And the fact that he's still unsigned is crazy. He must have been drafted as an overager. And again, we'll try to pick from Vancouver here, seeing as they finished last. Can we get a 3rd round pick this year? That's going to be too much. Yeah. 3rd round pick next year, perhaps? If not, we're going to go talk to Montreal. 3rd round pick next year? Okay, so we're done with Vancouver. Let's go talk to Montreal. I am going to have to use another timeout here. So from the Habs, can we get a 3rd round pick? No, we cannot. We're up. Shit. Wow, fuck. Oh, that's going to add about 10 seconds to the video, unfortunately. But that's okay. Maybe even more if the menu continues to be this slow. So Nichols, you are on your way out, buddy. I have no faith in you to actually progress into a decent player, which means we are going to go. I'm going to go for the 3rd round pick next year. Let's see if that works. And it did. I had a feeling that it would. So that's good. We get rid of Nichols for a 3rd round pick next year. Who knows how good or bad Montreal will be, but a 3rd round pick is a 3rd round pick. So we're adding picks for this year and next, which is pretty sweet. Unsigned players. Bouchard, 71 overall, 21 years old. That's fine. Corrado is fine. We'll keep Murley. He's a risk pick, though. Risky to hold on to. See, guys like this, the low top 9, like they have decent trade value. I mean, although Pare's low top 6. We'll hold on to them for now. Left wing. Who do we have here? Unsigned players. 21-year-old, 65 overall. Ernie, you are on your way out. There is no way you're going to progress into anything decent, not even close. So let's go ahead and try to trade you for a 4th round pick this year. That went through. Sweet. Thank you, Montreal, for the free opportunity to draft somebody decent. I appreciate it. At least someone better than him. Isn't too difficult. Bouchard, 19 years old, 72. That's good. Yuen, that's not bad. Volchenkov still has a chance. Strachan. Blacker, that's looking good. Korobov. Rycroft, 19 years old, 62. That's a bit of a risk pick. We'll hold on to him for now. And then centers, hopefully we can get through this before I have to use another timeout. Zontag isn't going anywhere. Chorney is a bit of a risk keep at this point. He is unsigned. Narena will keep. Let's see, 21 years old, 69 overall. Nice. Yeah, we'll keep him. We'll keep those 3. Marchand can stay. Fortier, Prokop. Collimore can stay. Stafford. Centers were looking good. There are a couple of risky picks. We're good, though. We cleared out some players. I'll get you the full look at what we're looking at draft pick-wise. So this year, we have the 3/3, a ton of 4ths now. Well, actually 4 4th round picks, 2 5ths, a 6th, and a 7th. But we added picks for next year as well, which is pretty damn sweet. So we got rid of some leftover garbage. Now let's go ahead and make our pick here in this draft. 30th overall. Who's it going to be? So you have a goaltender, which we could take a goalie in this draft. Like I said, there's a decent chance that Shen gets traded, but I don't know if we have to take one this high up. We could go with Jacques DeRoziers, who wouldn't be awful, but we know a decent amount about him. Christopher Benoral. The hope is that he'd be medium top 4, right? That's the hope. Brian Fata, we know nothing about. And then there's this guy, Tim Tuzzolino, who you would hope would be medium top 6, but he's 17. So the question is, do we take a goalie this early? If we don't take the goalie, odds are I'm going with the defenseman Benoral. I have no idea. Oh, that's tough, because I have a feeling, I mean, we have 2 snipers, a defensive D-man, or the stand-up goalie, Thomas Sundstrom. I mean, Sundstrom's a guarantee. Benoral's a risk pick. If he's low top 4, that's going to suck. But you know what? I want to take the risk on him. I mean, Fata, I don't know. Like, do I take the risk on Fata, DeRoziers, Benoral, or Sundstrom? You know, I'm going to take the risk on the defenseman. Let's go. Please be medium top 4. I am begging you. We're going to have to scroll all the way back through. Please be good. Yes, medium top 4. There we go. All right, we managed to hit on that pick. Let's take a look at his value as well. Probably not going to be great. Not tremendous, but 67 overall at 18 years old. That is pretty damn good. All right. So that's a really good pick and a great way to start this round. Let's sim to our first pick here, or our next pick here in the second round. God, that I'm so happy that pick to work out. And again, worked out. And again, 30th overall here in round 2. Who's it going to be? Second to third round, we have Toskala, Paul Shodin, or Jodin, I believe. Meze, Grossman, or Stillman. Now, it comes down to Meze or Grossman because we know too much about the other guys, right? So, Dean Stillman, no. Yeah, so it comes down to these two, flat out. So, is it going to be Jan Meze? Meze? I have no idea. A grinder, 19 years old. Or Frederick Grossman, who is an overager. He's 20 years old, so you would expect him to have a good starting overall. Like, you would expect him to be about a 70. Is the only way he'd be worth picking. So do I go with Jan Meze, the grinder, or do I go with the overaged Swede Frederick Grossman and hope that he's half decent? I'm going to go with the grinder. I'm going to go with Meze. He's younger. Let's hope for the best here. Medium top, please. And again, that's the thing that sucks about winning the cup. So you have to scroll all the way back through. Please be medium top 9. There we go. Good pick. Another good pick. 2 for 2 so far. Stillman was medium top 6. Better than I thought it would be. Shodin, that's a good thing we avoided him. Toskala was medium top 6. Pole was medium top 6. Grossman was low top 9. There we go. Everything's coming up Millhouse in this episode. Awesome. The rest of the draft could be a disappointment. I don't care. We got a good forward. We got a good defenseman. We won the cup. I'm happy. Now, Meze's value isn't tremendous. He's 63 overall at 19 years old. So, that's not exactly ideal. Grossman went to New Jersey. Let's take a look at what Grossman's overall would have been. Meze is a bit of a risk. I don't think he'll progress. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong, but he has a long way to go. Let's take a look at Stillman here and see, was it Stillman? The hell was your name? I don't even remember what the hell his name was. They have a McMuffin, which is funny. What the hell was the guy? Oh, it was Grossman. Yeah, so see, there you go. 73 overall at 20 years old. So he's better than I thought he would be, in fairness. But with that value, yeah. Or I mean, with the potential, yeah. But the trade value is pretty good. So you never quite know. But I'm happy with our 2 picks thus far. I would have loved to have ended up with Courtnall, though. That would have been great. So let's see, though, here. What do we have available to us? A lot of options in the third round, including this goaltender Tanaka, who might be my go-to pick as he's a bit more of a guarantee. There's an enforcer. There's a guy from Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is hilarious. All right, so Wall, and again, please EA, bring back the triggers. We don't know too much about him. Cristiano Wall, the 5'11" enforcer. We have a regular Tony Twist on our hands here. Dwight Binnington, Dennis Ivani. Now, see, this is just a shot-in-the-dark pick, right? And I talk about that all the time, where it's just who the hell knows who you should take. So I'm going to go with the goalie. Let's go with Steven Tanaka, because I know that he's a guarantee probably to be medium starter, at least medium fringe. And he was medium starter, so there you go. Another solid pick. And we end up with the 6th goaltender, just in case we end up having to trade Schenn next year due to development of not only Schenn, but our other goalie, whose name I cannot remember right now. He's American, I know that much, but I cannot remember his name. Wall was medium top 6. That's what I want to see. What the hell is our other goalie's name? And why can I not remember? That's really bugging me that I can't remember his name. What the hell? It's like a really stereotypical, like kind of just basic, bland name. Crawford. There you go. Harry Crawford. Harold Crawford. All right, 27th pick of the third round. Let's see. So third to fourth round range. We have exact top 9, Drouin Delorier. Vincent Drouin Delorier, VDD. We're going to have to get him. Ronald Kelly. Krause and Darling are in the same range where they're probably low top 9, maybe medium top 9. You have Clinton Weller. Craig McPherson. And then Lynn, we know a bit too much about. So, it's McPherson, Weller, Kelly, or Drouin Delorier. Who's more likely to be low top 9? Drouin Delorier or Krause and Darling? Do I take the risk on Vincent Drouin Delorier and hope that he is medium top 9? Or do I go for Ronald Kelly? We have Clinton Weller. Another center option. That's tough. That is really tough here. Do I go with Kelly? Man, that is tough. I really want to go with Drouin Delorier, but I think Kelly is the safe pick. Two-way forward, a center. I feel like that's the safe pick. So do I risk it with Drouin Delorier? Which, even if he is a medium top 9 as a sniper, that's not ideal. Obviously, you'd want a sniper to be like medium top 6. So I'm going to go with Ronald Kelly as our pick, and we'll hope for the best. Medium top 9, not too shabby. Lynn was low top 6. Darling was medium top 9. And we get the next pick. So do we go for Drouin Delorier? And actually, I can back out of this. So Darling was the one guy I was wondering about. He was medium top 9. Which means, should I take a risk on Krause, who is showing up as the exact same thing? Or was Darling the medium top 9 guy, with Krause being the low top 9 guy? That's the question. So McPherson, the sniper, again though not ideal. Weller, Krause, or Drouin. It's got to be Krause or Weller. And I mean, Weller's a center, at least. Krause is actually more of a power forward, though. 18 years old, played for the Mississauga Steelheads. I don't want to take the risk on Krause. I'm going to go with Weller, just because he's a center. Just because. And oh my god. Well, we're going to end up with all three of them. Don't worry about it. Weller was medium top 9, so I at least made 2 great picks in a row. But we might as well take the risk, right? Unless I go with an off-the-board pick. I could go with McPherson, and then Laflamme, Binnington, Foucault, Barlow. Like, I could go with more off-the-board picks. All right. Damn. Who do I go with here? Who do I go with? This is ridiculous. If I were to go with someone off the board, it'd probably be Pierre Foucault. Maybe even Oleg Nikonov. You have Vanier, Mikola, Glenny. Who else do we have here? 4th round. Roy. Jerome Roy wouldn't be a bad pick, or maybe Wah, depends. All right, so I could go with Roy, Glenny, Mikola, Vanier, Fukale, or I could go with one of the off-the-board picks here. I just don't know if I have faith in those two potentials, Jerome Delorier and Krause. For that reason, I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to take a bit of a risk. And we're going to go with the center again, Pierre Fukale. And we'll hope for the best. And he is medium top 9. All right. Not the best overalls here, but this draft is going fairly well for us. And then, from there, we could go with the defenseman Mikanov. We've only taken one defender. We could go with Vanier, Mikola, Glenny, or Roy. I'm probably going to go with the defenseman just because we haven't taken... Yeah, I'm going to go with the defenseman. So let's take a risk on the Ukrainian Oleg Mikanov. And we'll hope that he is medium top 6, please. Please? Low top 6, damn it. Okay. Well, that's really the first pick that we've missed out on. And unfortunately, Drew and Delorier was medium top 9. And as was McPherson. So there you go. Overall, it worked out. I did pick Mikanov when I shouldn't have. That's the thing. There was no guarantee of Drew and Delorier and McPherson being medium top 9. Same with Krause, actually. There was no guarantee of them being medium top 9. They were going to be medium or they were going to be low, and I didn't want to take the risk that they were low. It didn't work out, but that's okay. We've done fairly well this draft. So our next pick, I'm looking at Roy, Glenny, Mikola, Vanier, or... Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay. So who do we want here? Or I could take... No, I don't need another goalie, actually. So Mark Vanier, 18 years old, played for Cape Breton. Mikola, 6'3", 204 power forward, played for Karlskrona. I probably mispronounced that. Leonard Glenny from the U.S. Or Jerome Roy. You know what? I'm going to go for the big Finnish power forward, Mikola. Just because that name is great. Let's take him. Medium top 9. There we go. Good pick. Another strong pick for the Caps here in round 4. And we get the last pick of this round as well as we approach the hour mark of this episode. Damn. So 4th to 5th round, we have exact... so again, do we take the risk? Oh my god. Oh boy. Alright, we have a tough decision here. So we have a grinder who's probably a good bet. We only scouted him once. Matt Patan, the center. We have exact top 6 defenseman Louis Lahou. Come on, what's with these names? I'm probably mispronouncing that, but Louis Lahou, it wouldn't be bad. Gogolev isn't an option, but then high top 6 enforcer defenseman Emmanuel LeBlanc. So, what am I willing to risk? Do I go with Patan? When's our next pick after this? Do we get the first pick of the 5th round? Oh my god, we do! Holy shit, that's right, because we had a deal with Vancouver. So we get 2 of them. So do I take the risk on Patan? Lahou, that's the thing. Is Lahou most likely medium top 6, or is he low top 6? LeBlanc, is he going to be low top 4? Probably. Or do we go with Patan, who's probably more of a sure bet to actually be decent? Alright, you know what? I'm going to take the risk on the 2 defensemen. We're going to go with Lahou with this first pick, just because we've taken so many forwards in this draft. And honestly, this might be the time where I trade up for a 5th pick. Lahou is medium top 6, not bad. I might swap picks with Montreal if I can get that done. I've never really swapped draft picks 1 for 1. I might have to do it. Let's take LeBlanc. Low top 4? Low top 4 enforcer defenseman, but that's not awful. You know what? No, let's just see. I guarantee Patan's decent. Guarantee it. And Gogolev was actually really good. Huh. Some of you guys might have seen that coming. I didn't. Looking at his value, I didn't think he'd be that great. So yeah, in hindsight, Gogolev would have been a great pick. And Patan. I had a feeling, man. Patan would have been a good pick as well. That high AHL top 6 can result in NHL caliber players. So I wanted to go with Patan. I went with the funny name, and the enforcer instead of who I knew would be decent and someone who I didn't think would be decent. So you can, rip me apart for that one if you thought for sure that he would be a decent player. But for the most part, this has been one of our more successful drafts, top to bottom. Keep in mind, I am saying draft. It's a draft. Anyway, who am I looking at here? Waters? Austin Waters. Do we take a risk on Dylan Tapper and hope that he's medium top 9 instead of low top 9? We have Jared Ling. Or the defender, Sammy Niemi. Those are the guys I'm looking at. Do we take the risk on Tapper for being medium top 9? From the Niagara Ice Dogs. So it's Niemi, Ling, Tapper, or Waters. That's tough. I'd really like to end up with another really decent defenseman. I didn't take... I'll go with Tapper. He's going to be low top 9. Almost certainly. Unless we really win big on this pick. More than likely he is low top 9. And that is indeed the case. It was worth the risk, though. There was a chance, a slight chance, he would have been medium top 9. That wasn't the case. So a bit of a swing and a miss there. I will take a look at the other picks from the 6th round. Give me a minute. I want to scroll back at who we passed up on. Waters would have been a good pick. Niemi would have been a rough pick. So Waters, Waters was the guy. That's who I would have taken because he was the center. So I took a risk with the player that we took. Unfortunately, that didn't work out with Tapper. He was a center. It didn't work. Waters was the guy that we should have gone with, but that's okay. That's really only the second, maybe even the third pick that I really kind of swung and missed on. Now here's the option of who the hell do we go for, right? Who the hell do we go for? We have this guy here, Marchment. Jacob Marchment. Marchment? I have no idea. Playmaker. That's the thing. He's going to be a low top 9 playmaker, most likely. That doesn't sound great. But a two-way forward who could be medium bottom 6, that sounds pretty good. And Trent Bennett. I think we're going to go with Trent Bennett as the pick, guys. Who do I not have scouted out? So let's see. We have Omara, Butsayev. How about those just projected to go in the 7th round here? So you have Luomala, Crane, Roche. Luomala might not be a bad pick. Bennett at least has high league interest as well. How far down does the 7th round projected go? Okay, it stops right there. So, yeah, I mean, it would be Luomala, Crane, Roche, or Bennett. Let's go with Bennett and hope that he's medium bottom 6. That'd be a pretty good pickup here this late in the draft. Let's see. Medium bottom 6, please. Low bottom 6. Damn it. So another miss there. Like I said, though, overall, a very successful draft, in my opinion. We've added some decent players. Some other players who, probably won't see the NHL or even the AHL in their careers. But that's okay. That is okay. So who do we want to take here with the last pick? That is the question. We have another enforcer on the board. Anybody with league interest? No. Anybody still projected to go in the 7th round? No. Who is going to be Mr. Irrelevant? You have Adrian Drury. We have this guy here, Alan Weinrich, 17 years old. You have Cristiano McBain, more of a legitimate power forward. I wouldn't go for Strachan. So right now I'm looking at Weinrich or McBain just because they're power forwards. You don't want a low or a medium bottom 6 sniper. You want someone with more potential than that. We could go with this enforcer though. Or this power forward really. That's the thing. Do I go for someone that I have information on? Or do I go for someone that I don't have information on and just hope for the best? I mean, there are a lot of players here. And at this point, I really don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. We have a Vukafuji. At this point, I have to go off of who I have scouted. Dale Moy? 6'6", 220. Fuck it. Just because he's 6'6", 229. Let's take the enforcer with our last pick. And he was low AHL top 6. So he'll never see the light of day. But overall, a decent draft for us. As good as it could have been as defending Stanley Cup champions. But we'll take a quick look at what we're going to have to deal with here in the re-sign phase. Of course, we'll take care of this in the next episode, because odds are we're going to have a lot of roster turnover and getting rid of certain players. We are going to have to let certain players walk just because we're not going to really be able to afford to re-sign them. The big thing to look out for, and hell, we can check right now. And there you have it, though. Earl Shen, starting goalie. We can see if he's all right with being the backup. If he's not, he gets traded. Crawford's the guy. And then it'll be Spencer and O'Neill down in the AHL. The unfortunate thing is, Steven Tanaka is never making the NHL. Thought it was a good pick. In hindsight, not really, because he's a 57 overall. So we'll see what happens with him. He was American, so he could go down to the AHL. On defense, we have certain players that we have to re-sign. Of course, we'll do our best to keep this team together. But, yeah, overall, it should be interesting. LeBlanc is a 52 as well. So we ended up with some decent guys potential-wise, but a lot of them are somewhat low overall, unfortunately. But like I said, as long as we make the right moves, and we do have some roster players we have to re-sign, but as long as we make the right moves, and we draft another enforcer who's a 36 overall. Second time in this series we've drafted a 36 overall player. Guys, that will do it for this episode of Draft to Glory. I hope you did enjoy. The Caps are once again Stanley Cup champions, and truly, the aim to repeat begins in the next episode. We will finalize the team, we will sim the season, and we will see what happens as we approach. And, we're probably closer to the end of the series than we are at the beginning at this stage, I would think. I don't know how far we're going to make it, but I think, man, Nolan Patrick's going to turn 35 heading into this next year. That is absolutely ridiculous. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, of course, feel free to leave a like. It helps support me. It helps support the channel. Lets me know that you like what I'm doing around here. It is greatly appreciated. To make sure that you never miss a video, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Join the notification squad. Follow me on Twitter at Toogie24 for updates, giveaways, notifications, alerts for when I'm broadcasting on Twitch, which you can follow me at twitch.tv/Toogie24. That's a thing now. The link is in the description, as it will be for all of my videos moving forward. And I think that just about covers it. So guys, I will see you in the next episode of Draft to Glory.